useful for that. So we want to create for the new script means you can click on the add new script. And after that, we need to select for the all web-based application. We need to select for the web HTTP HTML protocol. Because why we are selecting web HTTP HTML means all web-based application we can use for the web HTTP HTML protocol. These all will be protocols, but this will be maybe application developed by SAP application. Then we need to select for the SAP. Maybe they developed for the Java, then we need to select for the Java. Maybe they developed for .NET. So based on that, we need to select for this all will be protocols. Protocol nothing but it is a communication between the tool and browser. So you want to record the script means some communication will be needed. So that is why. So all web-based application, for example, Facebook will be there, banking applications, insurance application, healthcare domains, and this all will be coming from the web applications or non-web applications. These all will be web applications, right? So we need to use for the web application means you need to select for the web HTTP HTML, and after that we need to give for the script name. So we are doing for the web tour application. Web tour application, we are booking for the flight booking. So I'm giving for the date of the today, 13/05. And after that, you need to click on create button. So once you can click on create button, it will be open like this. And after that, we need to record the script. So this is the, using this, we need to record the script. Say this is the record button. You can click on the record button. So once you can click on the record button, so you guys, everyone able to see, right? This is the record button. Once you can click on the record button, you are able to see the which you are selecting, you are doing for the web applications or Windows applications. So already I told, right, we are doing for the web application. So that is why it's selected as a web browser. And this is the application. We have the different applications. Application nothing but we have the different type of browsers will be there. Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer. So this all will be different type of browsers. So you need to select for the any one of the browser. So for example, I am selecting as the Internet Explorer. And after that, this is the URL. So you are doing for the Facebook application, then you need to give for the Facebook application. So for example, I can do for test with the Facebook application. You need to give for the www.facebook.com. Facebook.com. So maybe you can do for the any ICICI bank or any HDFC bank.com means you need to write for the which application you are testing, that URL you need to give. Is everyone clear that one? Okay, you are doing for the which application you need to do for that application. So so for example, now we need to test the application. I will open that application and I will show the how to we can do for that application. Okay. So for example, already this is the URL of the flight booking application. Which application means this is the web tour application. So before recording, you should understand the what is the business flow and what are the steps you need to open. Means okay, you can click on this and it will open for the, this is the web tour URL, like is the flight booking application. And after that, what we are doing for the login. So Jojo and Bean is the username and password by default. So after login only, it is typing. Password will be BENB, and after that click on login button, And after that, you need to do for the click on the flights because you are booked for the flights, right? That is why you are clicking for the flights. And after that flights, you need to select for the any one of the city. So for example, in the flight, you where you go because what is the departure city, what is the arrival city. So you need to select for the any one of the, maybe I am going to the Paris to London, then I will selecting for the Paris to London. And if you want change for the date means you can change. And after that, number of passengers you want change means you can give for the 2 or 3 also we need to give. You can change means you can give. And this is the type of seat and seating preferences. Based on that, we need to check for the any one thing is fine. Okay, and after that, click on continue. And these all will be available flights from the where Paris to London is the 5th 14 2022. These all available flights. Depends on the time and depends on the cost. We need to select for the flight, any one flight based on our availability. So I selected for the 423 flight and click on. This is the payment details page. So you need to give for the payment details like street address. You need to give for the street address. I'm giving for the Nagar. Nagar, and city I'm giving for the Hyderabad. Okay, and credit card details I'm giving for the credit card, expiry date of the credit card. Okay, after that, click on continue button. So see, thank you for booking through web tour application. Ticket booking is completed. So our ticket booking completed, sign up. So this scenario using our tool, we need to record the script. So I'm closing this everything and okay. So now see, this is the our tool. Which browser I'm selected? Internet Explorer. So I'm giving for the URL is our flight booking application I'm giving. So which application we are doing? Web tour application. You need to click on start recording button. See automatically which browser you are selected, automatically that browser will be invoked. Which browser? This one I selected, Internet Explorer. Automatically this is selected. And after that, we need to do for the transactions. Which transaction? This is the login transaction. So you need to give for the transaction name. This is the insert start transaction. You can click on that and you need to give for the transaction name it as a login. Okay, and click on OK. So now you need to start transaction. What you are doing, you are doing login, right? You can enter for the username password and click on login. So login is completed or not? Completed, right? So you need to end the transaction because login is up to here, it is completed. So you need to click on login. And after that, now what we are doing, click on flights. So before click on this, you need to enter for the transaction name is, what is the transaction name? Click on flights. Flight. And click on flights. Now you can need to click the flights. So once click on flights, is everything is a page. You should wait for the until page will be loaded. So after that, the click on flights transaction is completed or not? Completed, right? Completed. You can end the transaction. So this is start transaction, this is end transaction. So I'm clicking for this. And after that, what we are doing? What we are doing? We are finding the flight. So you can give for the transaction name is a find flight and click on OK. And you need to select for the departure city and arrival city. Whatever maybe you can select. Okay. And if you change for this business and this is the window, you can change it and click on continue. And you can observe this is also find flight, means same transaction. So I'm selecting for the any one of the flight and click on continue. And after that, what is this transaction? Payment details. So you need to end the find flight transaction. Now we are starting which transaction? Payment transaction. You need to give for the payment transaction. Click on OK. And after that, you need to give for the city details. Miapur and Hyderabad. And credit card name I'm giving for the credit card. And expiry date of the credit card 01/20/22 I given. And after that, click on continue. So payment is completed, right? You need to end the payment transaction. Hence, click on this and you can end. So final transaction, what is that? Click on sign off. Log out or sign off, whatever, maybe log out. Okay, click on log out. So now you can click the log out. So entire flight booking scenario is completed, right? You need to end the transaction, log out. And now you need to everything scenario are completed. So we are one business scenario. Our business scenario will be flight booking application. So I enter scenario, I book the flight ticket and sign off also completed. So once it is completed, we need to stop the recording. This is the stop recording button. You can just click on the stop record button. So what will happen means automatically code will be generated. So no need to write for manually anything. So automatically the code will be generated. So now you can click on actions. So everything will be recorded. Now you can see this is the everything will be recorded. Okay. Once we can record it, right, we need to do for the some script announcements. That is called parameterization. What is that? Parameterization. So parameterization, nothing but what are the values you are entering through keyword. Those values we need to do for the parameterization. Okay. Vajkar, we are done for the what are the values we are entered through keyboard.
Those values.
Username, passwords.
Username and password. So we are entered for the username, password. And apart from that, we are entered departure and arrive. We are entered or we are selected.
We are selected.
So that is why we not do for the parameterization. But departure date and time return date will be there. Who entered that one? We only entered through keyboard. So you need to do the parameterization. And after that, you can go to here and see here will be we are entered for the first name we are entered, last name we are entered, and address 1, address 2, and passenger 1, and credit card details and expiry date. This all we are given for the through keyboard. So that is why what we need to do, we need to do for the parameterization. Okay, now you guys understand, right? What are the values you need to do for the parameterization means. So what values we are entering through keyboard, those values we need to do for the parameterization. Okay, so now first value, what is that you need to do for the parameterization means what is that? Username parameter. So I am selecting for the how to do the parameterization means first you need to select for the parameter name and click on this.
On right
click on and that after replace with parameter and create new parameter, and you need to give for the name. Which value you are doing? Username. So you need to give for the username param. Username param means that is the parameter name. What value you are doing, you need to give for that one. And going to we have the parameter types. We have the different type of parameters will be there. Custom, date and time, group name, iteration number, load generator name, random number, table, unique number. This all will be there. Maximum we can use for the date and time and file operation, file type, because if it is the parameter values will be in text, then we can use for the file. Maybe that will be date and time format. We need to select for the date and time. So Jojo is the text or date and time parameter or anything. File, right? Because that is the text only. Jojo means it is a text, it is a character. So that is obviously text. So that is why we need to select for the all text means we need to select for the file. So after that, you need to click on properties. And after that, click on create table and click on OK. See Jojo value is came. Then after that, by name, what value we are done? Username param. You need to select the same here. Username param. Okay. And after that, so we have the different type of so okay, we can do that later. Okay, now Jojo is completed. Now I want to add for the number of users details means I will add for the Jojo 1 and Jojo 2 and I will add Kiran, Arun. So I want for the different values. So I added different values. So you can find it. See what are the values I entered, all values it came. So why we can do for parameterization means our performance testing point of view, we need to execute the test with the multiple users. So that is why we need to do for the parameterization. Maybe single user we can do for the parameterization. It means that is not valid test, because in realistic environment what will happen, everyone can do for their credential only, right? In Facebook application will be there. If I can use for the Pavani credentials, otherwise I can use my credentials. So I can use my credentials only, right? Because Pavani use for the Pavani credentials, me use for the me, and Muhammad also there. Muhammad use for the his credentials. Means everyone will be credentials will be different. So how the realistic environment happens? So we need to give for the same thing different usernames. So you need to pass for the different usernames, means we need to do for the parameterization. So now username we done, and after that click on close and click on OK and click on no. And after that you need to select for the again one more, what is that, bean. Click on this and replace with parameter and create new parameter, and you need to give for the parameter name. What is the parameter? Password. And after that this will be file or date and time. What is that, Muhammad? It is a file type or date and time?
File, sir.
File. Why it is file?
File.
Why?
We are text name only.
Yes, it is a characters or text name. So numbers means we need to take it as a file. Maybe it is a date and time, means you need to select for the date and time. Now it is a file. Then go to the properties and click on create table and click on OK. And after that you need to enter for the passwords. I am entering for the bin 1, bin 2, bin 3 and bin 4. Okay, and control S, and I'm saving. See, now you can observe what are values we are entering. All values it came or not. So after that, by name you need to select for the, what is the parameter name? Password param. You need to select here password param. And now you need to click on close and click on OK and click on no. So now we done for the parameterization point of username and password. So now we'll check this will be working fine or not. We need to check. You need to execute means go to the runtime settings. You need to check for the some settings in the logs. Every time will be extend logs. You need for the click the extend logs in that parameter substitution need. Okay, you can save it and again go to the script, and now this is the replay button. You can execute this. So we got one replay, script will pass, but we got a, if you see for the results or anything, means this is the output window. Everything will be you able to see here. Username, see, you can observe error, username param invalid column name in the table. So means parameterization is a failed. So how do you need to go, means here will be parameters will be there, right? You can click on this and username, you can observe here will be, we are not, it is not selected as a username. That is why you got that error. So now you can save it and again you can replay.
No errors.
So to find the errors also very important. What is the error you need to find also. So because by seeing also, you know, right, what we done. So now you need to check for the here. See, login transaction is started. Login is started means what will happen? We are entered for the username and password, right? So you can observe we are done for the parameterization. That is why only it is showing as a name is a username param. It is just pick for the Jojo Bean. Password is what is that? Bean. So means you done for the parameterization properly. So now we have the different type of properties will be there. Types means file and date and time, iteration number. This all will be coming from the parameter types. Same to we have the parameter properties will be there. What are that properties means sequential, random, unique. What is that? Sequential, random, unique. And one more, we have the each iteration, each occurrence once. So these all will be our properties. What is that? Sequential, random, unique. Each iteration, each occurrence, and once proper. So these all will be properties. So now we need to go with the one by one. What is the sequential each iteration? What is the sequential each iteration? So you can go to the like sequential stand for every user has to pick the first data point. Every user has to pick the first data point, and each iteration means update for the every iteration. Iteration nothing but what is the iteration? Nothing but if it is our entire business flow, will be flight booking. One flight is booking is successfully, then you need to book for the another ticket means that is the second iteration. You want to book the one more iteration means that is the three iteration. So we need to pick for the means is now we'll go into the notepad and you guys understand easy sequential each iteration. So I think not this paint. So what is that our property will be? Sequential each iteration. Sequential each iteration. So for this sequential means what is the sequential means every user has to pick the first data point. For example, we have the usernames will be there and usernames will be 1, 2 and 3 and 4, and as same to the password also will be there. Password pwd password. So password will be okay. I think that is not okay. Password will be A, B, and C and D. Assume C and D. So now we are doing for the sequential each iteration. What is the sequential iteration means? This is the first user, right? Every user has to pick the first data point. This is the A, B, C, D. A is the password, B is the one password, C is a different password. So A will pick the sorry, one will pick the A because we are doing for the sequential. Sequential stand for the every user has to pick the first data point. So this is first data point, second, third, fourth. So what is the first data point?
A is a
A. So we are doing for the sequential, right? Sequential means what will happen? Every user has to pick the first data point only. Means first user will pick the that one, second user also pick the A only, fourth or fifth user also pick the A only. So sequential stand for every user has to pick the first data point. So what is the first data point will be there? All users will be pick the same password. For example, username password will be there. So Jojo Bean will be there. We have the Jojo 1, Jojo 2, Jojo 3, Jojo 4 will be there. First iteration time what will happen means every user has to pick the Jojo is everyone Jojo 1, Jojo 2, Jojo 3, Jojo 4 will be only Bean. So at that time you need to use for the sequential each iteration. So this is fine. Sequential stand for the every user has to pick the first data point, but each iteration will be there. What is the each iteration means? Every user has to what will happen means update for the every iteration. This is the first iteration. It is happened. This is the first iteration, and going to the second iteration. Now we are doing for the second iteration. Same property, sequential property only, same. So this is the username and this is the password. Okay, same 1, and 2 and 3 and 4 will be there. Okay, and password will be same. A will be there, B will be there, and C and D will be there. Now you guys understand, right? What is the sequential means? What will happen? It will be every user has to pick the first data point. What is the data point will be that it will pick, because already it is used for the A. So and same to each iteration means it will update for the value. Already A used means next update value. What is that?
B.
B. What will happen? Sequential means is one you will pick the B, two also pick the B,
B.
B.
three also pick the B,
B.
four also
B.
pick the B. So third iteration, anyone can tell me what value to pick? Third
C.
iteration. C, right?
C, sir.
So
C.
it is a update for the update means it is after B is update value will be C. So sequential, what will happen? Sequential means every user has to pick the same data point. So one will pick the C, then second C pick the 3, C, 4, D. It will pick. So this is for the sequential each iteration. Everyone understand?
Sir.
So now we'll go to the script and I will show for the in here also. Now we want to see the how values picking means sequential each iteration. Here will be simulate will be there means how values it is picking. You want to see the means you can click on this and you need to give for the number of users will be 4 and number of iteration also 4 and click on simulate. Now you can observe user 1 pick the Jojo first iteration. User 2 also Jojo, user 3 also Jojo, user 4 also Jojo, first iteration.
Yes.
Second iteration time, what will happen? User 1 will pick the
Jojo
1 and all user also pick the same. But
Jojo.
what will happening? Every iteration will be value will be updating. Every value will be updating. Because why it is updating means we are doing for the each iteration. Each iteration means values update on every